The power cage is built pretty good. It's solid, you know. Shake it up. These bolts and these little planks here, whatever you call them, plates, you know, I don't see a problem with them. I think the whole thing is rated to about 1,000 pounds. I would say unless you're a power lifter, it should be no problem for day in, day out use. If you're a power lifter, you may have some issues. I don't know what the lat thing is rated for. Probably a few hundred pounds anyway. So again, unless you're a hardcore lifter, lifting, you know, 600, 700 pounds, I think you're going to be safe with everything. The lat thing may fail you at some point above, you know, maybe like the 300, 400 pound mark. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. One thing that I would say is probably maybe their weakest thing is, I don't know that I trust these things as much. The way they're just like a little clamp that goes around and screws in. I mean, it's sturdy, but at 300 pounds, over, you know, plus 300 pounds, when I hold on these, they sway a little. So it doesn't feel super sturdy and secure, but I don't think it's going anywhere. Okay, now if you're gonna buy one of these, apparently, or this matching set, if you will, I bought the bench. Actually, I got the bench as a gift, and then I bought the cage later. Well, apparently there's maybe a model difference here. This bar right here is supposed to connect to this right here, but it does not. The bar here isn't high enough to get above this lip. So I don't know if that's a major issue or not. It probably makes the whole bench system there a little bit more wobbly, but I mean, it's no wobblier than, you know, really any other bench I've been on. So I don't think that's an issue. One of the biggest issues, let's see if I can get this here, is right here. Okay? I keep zooming in. Sorry, guys. This is the biggest issue to me. Oh, and it's sturdy. It's made rugged. Again, I don't think you're going to have a problem. Anything up to, I think, like I said, I think it's rated for 1,000 pounds. But the issue I have is the way it goes in. See, it goes in on the front and back. Okay, same way. And what it is, it's like this little dowel that sticks out. Well, oh shit, I hit my camera. And the problem is, this dowel sometimes is hard to get matched up into both holes on both sides. So like, watch. And as you can see, you know, there's a lot of scrapes and scuffs because it is. And when you're in a hurry, you're trying to work out, you don't want to be messing around trying to get this lined up and then you got to get lined up on the other side. There are numbers, you know, going up the side here. But even so, you know, when you're trying to work out, you really don't want to mess with it. It's not super hard. It's just something that aggravates me. All I said, I emailed the company and I said, if they could just take this, switch hands here, if they could just take this and just taper it a little, just taper it down, it would be easier. You wouldn't have to be so precise getting it in the hole. So that's probably my biggest complaint about the whole thing. The other complaint I have, besides the mismatched, you know, thing down here, that little connection there, it's a small complaint, but I feel like where this pad is, all right, compared to where I would sit when I do behind the neck pull downs. something just feels odd to me about it. Like, in other words, I don't think I can sit this way. I think I have to turn around. Because otherwise, and when I turn around, it's okay, but then I don't have the pad to keep me down. Not that I need the pad to keep me down. I got 320 pounds to keep me down. So, but as you go up in weight, it could start to become an issue. So that's a little bit of a problem. But nothing on this thing I would consider a deal breaker. Okay, now, one other thing I do not like, and I feel it would be very simple to fix. This down here is the low pulley roll, okay? Now, as you can see, there's no footrest. You can put your foot on this, 3/4 inch tubing or whatever it is. Maybe it's 2-inch tubing, I don't know. I'm not good with spatial stuff. But you can put your feet there, but that's still a small, that's still just a small little piece to put your foot on, especially if you're using, heavier weights. They build this, which is their leg press machine. I don't know why they just don't take this plate right here, or even this whole mechanism, okay, and allow you to put it on this little bar, That way when you're doing low pulley rows, you got something a little bit more sturdy to get into. So that's another issue. Let's come over here, and this is a Lat Machine. I really didn't need it. I just bought it. And to be honest with you, for a fatty like me, it is kind of hard to fit in here. I'm pretty much really jammed up in between these things. It works. I don't have a major problem with it, but it is kind of tight for a fatty. This works okay. This is one of the reasons I bought this unit, because I really love leg presses and sleds and stuff. So, but it's just okay. It gets me, it gets me there, but it's not awesome. It's cool. And that's just an old preacher curl. Just while we're looking at them, we have the power blocks. These are pretty bad. I like these. Some people don't like them because they say that it takes a long time to switch out things like the dowels. I don't think it's that bad. I actually think this thing takes longer for me to do. Let's see, what else? Overall, there's some dip bars somewhere. Where'd I put those? Again, still kind of hard to line up. And actually, somebody told me online I was putting them the wrong way. I still don't get it. Here you go. Oh, I guess you go this way. All right. So I guess you go this way. Let's try to do this again. So this is what I'm saying about the lining up. Even using one of them, it does take some effort to line it up. And of course, I got it too close to the bench. All right. Drop down. The other one goes over here. And then, it's definitely rugged. I guess if you're pretty heavy like me and you're doing manic dips, you might shake the whole unit here. But again, pretty chunky. I don't think it's going anywhere. Put that back. Well, let's see. Some people have asked about this. These are horse stall mats. I saw online that a lot of people said these are good. Let me just kind of show you. You got definitely a nice spongy thing. You don't have to worry about making a lot of noise with clankings. So the horse stall mat, and all we did, this my brother-in-law said to lay down this plastic here. I was supposed to cut this, never did. Based on the fact that I'm still a fatty, you can tell I'm lazy and unmotivated. But anyway, so that's the Powertec Workbench, and I guess they call this the Workbench too. Interesting, that's the Workbench. I thought this was called the Power Cage. But whatever. There you have it. I can recommend it without too much, reservation. It seems to do what it's supposed to do. The only people I would say you might want to think twice is if you're a power lifter, and even at that, I think it's still okay for you, just to a certain extent. And if you got any other questions, go ahead and post.